Clay's return, I'm not going to lie, to me, Kyrie looked smoother in his return. But in regards to just like downright efficiency, I'm not going to say shocked, but I was very encouraged by how athletic Klay looked. Like I'm a big Klay fan. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest Klay fan in the world, but and I'm going to say something slanderous here to a lot of people. To me, like Klay Thompson's shot looks the prettiest in the NBA right now. Like I understand Curry is the best shooter of all time, but to me, Curry has a quick release, like perfect release right now. And I'm even going to say it to me, a nicer looking jump shot that even Ray Allen, like Klay Thompson's jump shot looks absolutely perfect to me. And like
Agreed.
I remember getting in the biggest argument, and this was like 4 or 5 years ago. This was after Golden State's first ring, where they were going to go up against Cleveland, second year in a row, the only championship Cleveland got against them, where I got in an argument with my then supervisor at the time because he was adamant that Jimmy Butler was a better player than Klay Thompson. Now, you and I can have that argument on a different day if you want to take the Jimmy Butler position, because I refuse to acknowledge that Jimmy Butler is a better player than Klay. But nonetheless, in his return, man, like I think we're going to get the Klay everybody always wanted to see, because I think that he is eager to prove not only that he is a top 75 player of all time, but I think he's eager to prove I'm not catch and shoot Klay. I'm not this person you remember that really wasn't me, because Klay always was good off the dribble. If you gave Klay 2 to 3 dribbles, he'd still get you. It's when Klay tried to dribble 4, 5, 6 times that you kind of knew as a defender, okay, he's looking to pass it. Klay isn't really that guy off the dribble. But I don't know, man, just in regards to energy, in regards to how he can space the court once he's made a couple shots, I think the Warriors by far are going to have the best team in the league probably for the next 5 or 6 years, because you've got Poole, you've got Klay, you've got Curry, you've got Draymond, you've got Iggy for a couple more years, you've got Kevin Looney, who is, I mean, a borderline starting power forward in the league. You've got Wiseman, who still hasn't come back, who his ceiling is just as big as any young players nowadays. Like I think the Warriors should be terrified. Or wait, no, the Nets should be terrified of the Warriors rather, because I genuinely think this is the only year that the Nets can win the championship as they are currently constructed. KD and Harden are due for new deals, so there's no guarantee that Harden's even going to be back, truth be told. Based on his level of play, I would honestly anticipate that he'd go somewhere else, especially after he won a ring. But if he didn't, probably go somewhere else just so you can get back to being the star that everybody recognizes you for. So I think the perfect storm is brewing for a Nets Golden State final. It's what I want to see. I think it's what the NBA wants and what a lot of young fans would want to see as well, because I don't see the Lakers being able to fix their roster problems within a year. LeBron's not that guy where he can carry a team single-handedly to the finals, and LeBron is not beating Golden State even with AD back with the team they have now. So let's just dead that. That's not happening. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think that's the situation and circumstance that the Warriors find themselves in. Working Klay back in is going to be the best problem that they could possibly have all season. But I think the rest of the league, maybe Memphis, even Memphis included, honestly, because they did beat the Golden State Warriors, but Draymond wasn't playing. So to me, I mean, it's a moral win, but that's not a win in actuality, because Draymond's one of their most important pieces. I get that the Grizzlies didn't have Dylan Brooks. That's an important piece for them as well. But I just don't see a team beating the Warriors outside of the Nets. And I only think the Nets have this year to do it, because outside of that, once Wiseman comes back and Poole has another year of this league under his belt, I think Poole's going to emerge as a starter. And yeah, man, I genuinely think it's wraps. Klay is not even going to be in a rhythm for the rest of the season, just based on the amount of games that it takes to play. So next year, once Klay has his feet under him and he understands the speed of the game again, and Wiseman is fully recovered from his ACL, like it probably will be a better team than the KD Warriors, man. If we're just looking at what they were able to put together as an organization, like I just don't know what you do.
Yeah, I think the Warriors overall ended up just working out super well with the players they signed in. But, you got to give credit to the players that they signed that, they bought into that system, which ultimately made them successful, which obviously kudos to them. But, it does go both ways. But I do agree. Klay Thompson did look pretty well while he moved, and obviously while Klay Thompson, I feel like I might even low-key be more athletic than Klay Thompson. He just has a lot higher IQ than me when it comes to defense. Yeah, we got to be similar when it comes to athletic ability, because man, I've seen that man miss dunks, and that man is 6'7". But no, but all jokes aside, yeah, for a guy that doesn't really rely on his athleticism, obviously I was worried just because obviously 2 leg injuries are still 2 leg injuries regardless. So I was still a little worried on that, but I don't think he's really going to be affected too much. And obviously his shooting's never going to go anywhere. So I think with your prediction of the 5 to 6 years, I see where you're coming from. I think it'll come down to whether or not these younger guys adopt the same mentality as Steph, Klay, and Draymond, where they are willing to sacrifice even money to keep a team together if it means the overall success of the team. That's super important, I think. And if those young guys, the Wisemans, the Pools, I don't know how old is Gary Payton? That's Otto Porter. That's not who I meant to click on. While I'm looking up them, but if those guys adopt them and he's 29. Wow, he's a lot older than I thought he was.
Yeah, Otto Porter's old, bro.
But they do have these few younger guys, and if they draft another 1 or 2 that end up being nice, if they develop that mentality, then of course I could absolutely see them be have a very long reign, just control over the league.